Are you planning to travel alone? In this video, I'm going to talk about backpack tips you must know before you leave. Welcome to Travel Amigo. My name is Naomi and I'm an experienced traveler and traveled alone to various destinations with only one backpack. Let's jump into the video and begin with the first tip. Don't be afraid. The most obvious but often most difficult part is to not be afraid. As the day of departure approaches, fear of leaving can become terrifying. Know that taking a leap of faith can indeed be scary, but that you are not the only person in the world who makes or has taken such a step. One piece of advice I want to give to you is that you benefit the most from relaxing. Of course, you can do this with a healthy dose of tension, but make sure that this tension does not get in your way. Ask locals and other travelers for advice. Travel guides are useful to get a general idea about a particular place. But in most travel books you will not find the hidden gems and the coolest restaurants or bars. A travel guide is not necessarily the holy grail. I recommend you to ask locals or other travelers for advice in order to get the best inside information. You can also consult various backpacking groups on Facebook or use Google Translate to get in contact with locals. Trust me, I learned that they will appreciate your effort and will be willing to help you to discover their country and culture. Another very important tip is to keep it light while packing your backpack. This may sound logical, but while backpacking you come across the biggest monsters when it comes to backpacks. Don't fall into this trap. Don't pack your backpack too heavily. Let me tell you one thing, 10 to 12 kilo is really sufficient, preferably even less. Also remember that you can buy a lot, if not almost everything on location. Being alone is not strange. Traveling alone might get you thinking things like, am I a loser if I walk here alone? Or is it strange to eat by myself? Those are not strange thoughts, especially if this is your first time traveling alone. Moreover, you probably often do things at home with other people and you don't just sit on a terrace by yourself. It is therefore something completely different. If I may give you some advice, don't wait and dare to take the step to travel alone. Sure, backpacking alone can be a terrifying thing, but what is worse, aging slowly without doing the things you actually intended, or taking a risk? Know that being alone when traveling is very normal and that every solo traveler has to deal with such things. Try to remember this when you're having a hard time. It is often a matter of biting through the sour apple after you will eventually even appreciate walking around alone. Learn the basics of the local language. This will be very much appreciated by the locals, I noticed. You should not think too hard about this, but common words such as hello and thank you are useful to know. Did you know that, for example, in Thailand they have a different way of thanking depending on whether you're a man or a woman? Women say kapunka, while men thank you with kapunka. How to save money? There are a lot of things you can do to save money while you're traveling. The first thing that can make a big difference is when you travel during off-seasons. Before you head off to your next destination, you can do some research to see what the off-seasons are. Besides traveling in the off-season, you can also save money on your tickets. It can be very tempting to pay 80 euros for a 1-hour flight over 10 euros for a 17-hour bus ride. Well, it may be okay at some times, but this is a dangerous mindset to have and can cause you to run out of money faster. Download useful apps. There are 3 apps that I absolutely recommend you to download on your phone. Number 1 is Hostelworld. Traveling on a budget and traveling alone will likely make you end up in hostels. This is very handy for booking accommodations. Booking.com. You will find a wide variety of accommodations here. These range from bed and breakfast to the most luxurious resorts and everything in between. The location of the accommodations also varies from the middle in the city to the countryside or on the coast. Maps.me. Who uses Google Maps anymore? Maps.me can be used offline and helps you to get to your destination effortlessly. This brings us to the end of the video. Please share your backpack tips in the comments. Did you like this video? Please like and subscribe so you don't miss out.